What's going on, YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. Got my shades off, but I'm still sensitive to the light. So today's video, we're about to talk about 10 ways to become a better driver. And these things are simple. Hopefully they're common sense, but I notice a lot of things when I'm driving. And this is just for day-to-day driving and a little bit of the track too, with a little bit of the advanced tactics here. So I'm about to go over the things that I noticed that can help you drastically improve your day-to-day driving skills, because you might be doing some things that you don't know is wrong. You might be irritating me on the road. So move over, sit down, listen, and watch this, and I hope you learn something. So the number one thing on this list is going to be pay attention. And that can mean a myriad of things right there. So everybody, us boomers, I'm not a boomer, but I'm old enough. But distracted driving by way of text messaging, that's a huge problem. Doing makeup while you're driving, don't do makeup while you're driving. Do that at home, man. That text message can wait, man. She's not going to text you back anyway. So calm down and just focus on getting to where you're going. So other things that people are distracted with, fumbling around in the passenger seat. I don't know what people be putting in their passenger seats, but I always see people when I'm behind them at a red light, they're reaching over to the passenger seat and the light is green and they're just sitting there. What is in your passenger seat? So I can see if you're like me and you got small cars, like when I had the Camaro, it's like no interior storage. But these people be in SUVs, like what's in your passenger seat, man? You got all this storage space. And that comes with stuff like water bottles rolling around, trash. Nah, I don't have the cleanest interior. Shout out to the men of culture. And race car frenzy always clowns me about having a dirty interior, but I don't got stuff flying around. And also shout out to Hunter Gang Nate and Blueprint 1LE. But also some tips that can help you not be distracted. Use that boot or the trunk. So I got all my stuff that can roll around in the trunk. And then I got this cargo net. I start to use this a lot more nowadays to tie stuff down. Because even when I'm driving, I don't want to hear crap rolling around either. The number two thing you want to do is set your side mirrors and your rearview mirror as well. So I definitely, all my Camaro guys and girls, set your side mirrors. I said that in the visibility video about the Camaro. Like most people complain about the visibility, but the average person doesn't set their mirrors correctly. You want to see straight out the back of your rearview mirror if you can. Some cars like the Camaro is useless up there, but your side mirrors, you want to set it away from your car. You don't want to see the side of your car in the side mirror, so you want to set it outward so you can actually see in your blind spots, and that helps big time, setting your side mirrors. That way I don't turn around, I don't gooseneck as much as I would like that, but this definitely helps. It's like a game changer right there. Number three, what you want to do is set your seat appropriately. So this, with memory seats, it becomes easy. I'm real particular about my seat settings. Like if that thing's a centimeter off, I'm very uncomfortable. And I set mine to a couple different ways. Normally, if I'm wearing in the wintertime with boots on or with the coat on, I'll set it to those things. Or if it's in the summertime, if I got running shoes on, I'll set it to be closer to the steering wheel. Like today, and it's very particular by sneaker too. Basketball shoes, I set it to the boot settings. Shoes with boosts like these, I got them set to the further away like boots, because these soles are real thick. And then you want to be able to comfortably get to your pedals as well. For the clutch pedal, make sure that's comfortable. Always depress the clutch as far as you can and make sure everything's comfortable, because that's your lifeline when you're driving the stick. Unlike most BMW drivers, I never ran out of blinker fluid in my life. Always use your turn indicators. There's nothing worse than coming up behind somebody and they just turn out the blue. So the turn indicators, these can be real tricky. The left side of your steering wheel, if you want to turn left, flick it down. If you want to turn right, flick it up. And when you turn and then the steering wheel goes back the other way, it turns off. Voila, magic. Number four, if you watched my last video at the track when I had this M2, I turned traction control off and lost control of the vehicle. Thankfully, I was able to recoup and get back straight. If you are not trained to handle these high maneuvers, and I was doing something. I made a rookie mistake. What I did, I took the first turn and I stabbed the throttle to the floor. That is something you don't do, especially with traction control off. So I almost always had traction control on, and it saves me every time because I always stab it. Like if I want to accelerate, to the floor. You shouldn't always do that, especially if you got traction control off, unless you know what you're doing. So that also comes by way of steering as well. You don't want to just be all digital like you want to be smooth with it. Smooth. You got to make your inputs real smoothly. It can be intimidated in rear-wheel drive cars as well, because it's easiest to lose control, especially when that engine's sitting behind you. So you want to make those inputs as smooth as possible. Just be fluid. Take your time. Don't rush it. Be smooth. Number 5, you want to merge into traffic at the speed of what the traffic is going. There's nothing worse than somebody coming onto the expressway doing 40 miles an hour when the speed limit is 70. That's what the on-ramp is for. You get on the highway, you accelerate on that on-ramp, and by the time you merge into traffic, you need to be going as fast as the speed limit is, or with the flow of traffic, whichever how life is going to come at you. Because if somebody's doing 80 in that lane, somebody's going to be in danger. So you need to merge in. You got to be looking, use your mirrors to look to the side, or even do a gooseneck over your shoulder. You got to be able to merge into traffic, because it only takes a split second for something bad to happen. Another tip, and this is number 6, I think, is going to be looking down the road. And I would do a POV, but the setup, I can't do it with my eyes like this. When you're driving, you want to be looking all the way up here, like say a few car lengths ahead. You don't want to be looking like right in front of you, because when you drive, there's a magic with the peripheral vision. You're going to automatically want to drive and steer to what you're looking at. So if you're looking at the side of the road, your body will kind of naturally turn to that side of the road, and before you know it, you're like swerving out of your lane. So for the best driving habits, you want to be looking straight down the road, far enough down, like a few car lengths, 5, 6, 7 car lengths ahead, because you want to be able to see what they're doing. You don't want to just be looking right here to where you can't see what's going on down there. There could be a traffic jam, and if you're not paying attention, that might not be enough time for you to get out the way or react how you need to. So I guess we're on number 8. I skipped a number. So what you want to do to be a better driver is make sure your car is in tip-top condition. It doesn't even have to be in the greatest condition, but your car needs to be operable to where you're not a hazard out on the roads. Because I live in Michigan, we get wintertime, we get snow. I've seen people talking about, like, my car is good in the snow. And then I look at their tires, ball, looking like Mr. Clean on the tires. So you need some tread, appropriate tread, depending on when you're driving. These are summer tires, so they don't need a lot of tread. This is what summer tires look like. In the wintertime, you need proper tires. On this car in the wintertime, I would need snow tires or winter tires to drive around in the snow and in the cold, because it's 45 degrees below. Tires get hard, turn into hockey pucks. Also, other things, my older BMW, my E39 M5, my windshield wipers stopped working, and that's a German car problem. That's what people don't like about German cars. Those electronics go nuts at times, and this happened to me during a rainstorm. My wipers just stopped working. It was just like, oh, I'm not going to work today, and I was a hazard on the road. So it was raining, had my kids in the car. I had to roll my window down to be able to see what's in front of me because of the heavy rain. That was a huge hazard, but it was like, what can I do? I'm out here driving. And I did end up pulling over because it got real bad. But just to get to my kids out of daycare before it was closed, that was a problem. And also, every once in a while, make sure your lights working, your brake lights working. There's a lot of cars drive around here without brake lights, and that's no bueno. Headlights too, man. Some people, they forget they have automatic headlights on, or they just forget they turn them off at some point, and they just be driving around in the dark. And that kind of, I can see how they can do that, because a lot of cars come standard with LED daytime running lights now, and they're always on, and they kind of illuminate it, so they think their headlights are on, but they're actually not. Oh, number 9, pair that Bluetooth phone. I see a lot of people driving with their hand on their ear, and they got a 2023 car. Mostly every car got Bluetooth by now. Like, I had cars from 2004 that come with at least a phone Bluetooth. Everything nowadays either by wireless or USB cable. just Bluetooth period. Like the USB cables for Apple CarPlay, which is, if you got that, use it. And Android Auto, use it. It's phenomenal. But if you got a modern car, use the Bluetooth. There's no need to be fumbling around with your phone in your hands while you're driving, because once you get in the car and start it up, it should automatically connect. Bluetooth is one of the greatest modern features because it keeps you paying attention, and that's what this video is about, paying attention, man. So pair that phone, man. It takes like not even a whole minute, so get that done. It's not easy, self-explanatory, and mostly every single car. And the number 10 thing you can do to be a better driver is practice patience. You want to read ahead on the road of what you're going on. As I mentioned earlier, you don't want to make last second decisions, because that could be a costly decision. You just want to take your time, man. If you got somewhere to be, just leave a little earlier. Don't rush, because when you tend to rush, that's when accidents tend to happen. So you want to be taking your time, not under pressure. Leave early enough to get where you got to go, because man, I don't know how many times I saw somebody like, oh man, I got to cut across all these lanes to get to my exit, when you can just simply go to the next exit, turn around. Like, you risking everybody's lives, even your own. Bonus tip: don't block the entryway. Just ran into that coming to here. Get me some Jimmy John's. But had a person just blocking the turning around, and we're in like rush hour traffic right now. So leave this clear for me over here and for them in the turning lane to turn over here. It's a great help, and it takes very little effort, because you ain't going nowhere. We stuck in traffic. So those are my 10-ish ways to become a better driver. So hopefully this was able to help you out, and please add to this list. I want this to be an open communication between me to you, and I'll pin the best comment so somebody can just see this video, because people's attention spans are short, and we can just list them down there. Somebody listen for me. Let's be better drivers out here, man. Like, let's not be hazards out here on the road. My eyes are burning. I got my shades in the car. I'm gonna have to put them on when I leave here. I just want you all to be safe. Like, I'm a good driver. People say that I'm a good driver, but I'm not perfect. People can make mistakes, so even I've made mistakes. You saw it on the track. That was a big goof, and I should have known better, but it's a learning experience. I'm not above learning. Like, I'm a teachable person, so be a teachable person, man. If nobody can tell you anything, that's not good, because nobody knows everything. Be teachable, learn, grow, elevate yourself. Be wise. But that's what I got for you all today. Thank you all.